Hello you. How many times do I start videos with, something a little different for you? But yeah, it's another one of those something a little different for you videos. It's New Year's Eve. Happy Christmas and all that jazz, and Happy New Year 2020. It's New Year's Eve 2019. Or Happy Easter, or whenever this video is eventually going to come out. You know how things are around here, how slow things go. But I've got a turkey that needs dealing with, and I know people like the occasional sandwich videos, but I haven't got around to doing any sandwiches. Well, actually I did one sandwich, but I wasn't feeling up to videoing at the time, and I figured, well, I'm not doing a sandwich now, I'm going to do a curry from scratch. And I don't have a recipe. I've looked through various different recipes, and I'm just going to wing it. Which is ironic, really, because it's a turkey crown that I've got here, so there's no wings. But I figured, rather than putting it all through the slicer here and freezing lots of bags of turkey for sandwiches and things, I'd use most of it for well, I don't know. I'll see how we go. I'll cut a great big chunk off now and do that for curry, and then see what's left for putting through the slicer again. So, no idea how long this is going to take, but yeah, see, I haven't even started this half of the turkey. Should I move this closer? I don't know. You've got a good view there, haven't you? Well, we'll start with, I'm sure you don't need to see, let's take all the bacon off. And yes, I've washed my hands. Tasty, tasty bacon, but I need it off to be able to see what I'm doing. So, oh look, there's all the butter and stuff that I shoved under the skin. That was butter and some orange zest, I think, and some thyme and cranberries. Oh, there we go, there's a nice big chunk taken off there, that's handy. So yeah, that worked quite nicely. It wasn't dry or anything. Should have said vegans, look away now. Bit late now, isn't it? Can I just pull this? I can really just pull this off, can't I? There we go. Can I just? There we go. There's a nice chunk off. Yeah, I'm thinking chunks of meat rather than little cubes or anything. That'd be, and it'll probably render down, well, not render down, but you know, it'll crumble into bits, won't it, in the pan? Hopefully, I don't know. Like I said, I've not really done curries other than ready meal ones, or ones that you know, a jar of sauce. You can blame Gusto for this. Been doing Gusto for a few weeks, and a couple of those recipes were really rather good and really quite simple. It's just, there we go, fry the spices in the pan for a bit first, and then just add these ingredients, and it makes it seem simple. So I thought I'd give it a go without following any kind of recipe. This is not going to be disastrous at all, is it? I think we've got some nice chunks there for the cats as well. Surprisingly, none in here at the moment. Let's just weigh this and see what this comes to. So we've got a rough idea. Take off some of these frankly fatty, chewy bits out off here. Yeah, that bit. Anyway, let's just get in there, see how much we've got here before I even start on the other side. Um, 300 grams, or thereabouts. There we go, 300. 302. So I think we could probably do with some more. So because all the recipes that I've looked at say 500. So, and most of the other things say 1 teaspoon of this, 1 teaspoon of this. So if I want to keep those kind of proportions, I figure I'd ought to stick with the same amount of meat, really. Well, let's just peel some chunks off this. I'm only going to be putting this through the slicer anyway, so Have I asked you, did you have a good Christmas? I hope you had a good Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a good Wednesday, or whatever. It's 415. I think if I take this top bit off, and then I've got plenty of the meat underneath. Oh, that's a good chunk, isn't it? That's 509. That'll do. 510. Right. So I will just put my first scraps up there separately. Bits. Put that to one side. Don't mind me while I go out of shot. I'm back. Now, can I just wrap that up, or do I'm going to need to get some more? I'm going to need to get some more foil, aren't I? Rinse my hands quickly. Right, more foil, more foil. Right, let's just pop that in the fridge out of the way for now. That covered. No room in that fridge. Back in a minute, just got to go to the other fridge. Yes, I know. 2 fridges. What luxury, eh? Yeah, that still tastes alright. Let's put these bits to one side as well. Can get those later. Let's rinse that off quickly. Ow, it's scalding hot. That'll do. I think we'll be getting it dirty again anyway, and it was cooked meat. There we go. Right, so we have turkey there, which I will tear up as I'm putting in the thing. So, next thing, onions. They're only piddly small ones, so I think I'll do 4 or 5. There we go. They're only red ones as well, so they're not particularly strong. Let's start with 4 and see how many we get from that. If we put this to one side here, let's bring the pan over and I can put the onion straight in there, can't I? With some ghee. Let's come on out. Doing it all the wrong way, you don't get to see the satisfying scooping out of the ghee, do you? I'll never make a TV chef, will I? I don't think I want to be a TV chef. I'm not going to be doing it. I'm not going to be doing a Barry here, by the way. This is not an attempt to take over from Barry Lewis, because I don't want to burn my kitchen to bits. Right. Plus, I get most of my shopping from Aldi, not Sainsbury's. Although this was from Sainsbury's because I couldn't be asked. And it's horrendously expensive in Sainsbury's. Don't buy your ghee from supermarkets. Buy it from your local shop, where it's generally far, far cheaper and probably better quality as well. But I was just doing one shop today. I wasn't going all around the place. Right. Onions. Let's stick that to one side. Let's get cracking on this. I'll move this in closer, shall we? There we go, let's fiddle with that. Hey! And I suppose if I do it this way. Best stealth tactical knife. Let's put these bits in the recycling. Let's bring it get up closer. And pick off the papery skin. Oh yeah, there's a tip. Can you see how that side is weeping already and that side isn't? That's the stuff that makes you cry. So there's various techniques, aren't there? There's have a large amount of water nearby, and then because supposedly when it gets into the air, that's when it gets into the moisture in your eyes, and that's what causes things. If you have a large amount of water nearby, it'll go into that instead of to your eyes. It's a theory anyway. Or wear goggles or something, some silly sort of kind of thing. Or just crack on and do it as quick as you can. And well, that was a good start, wasn't it? Where did that cat hair come from? Right. Ooh, losing it. Yeah, like I say, I'm not a TV chef. I'll take that bit off because that's being problematic. And watch your fingers. I'm normally better than this, honest. But you know what, I don't care. I'm the only one who's going to be eating this. So if it's a bit rough around the edges, as long as I don't get fingertips in it, that's the main thing. Right, that'll do for that bit. Now, can we do this so you can actually see how I'm doing it? Probably not. Slice into it like that. Try not to lose bits of the inside when you're doing it, but there we go. You can then cut that way into it as well, but then it makes it extra awkward to chop it, and like I said, I don't particularly care. That's diced enough for me, thanks. There we go, that's one done. Oh, and that bit. Let's do the next one. I think, yeah, we'll definitely need more than one. What am I doing there? I missed that bit somehow. Right, let's get the papery stuff off. Yes. That top bit isn't the bit. That's the bit with the root bit, I suppose is the word for it, isn't it? That's the bit that'll make you weep. So you really ought to cut that last. And what did I do? I just cut it first. But I do find just, well, admittedly, red onions and small ones ain't so bad, are they? Great big white Spanish onions, that's the problem, isn't it? Oh, come on off. Come on. Come on. There, gotcha. Nope, not quite. There's probably a reason people edit videos, isn't there? Rather than watching someone doing all this. But yeah, editing's more work. Right, that's that. I can't afford to pay someone to do my editing for me. So as little editing as possible goes on, basically. How did that papery bit get there? Right. I mean, in theory, I could have saved myself an awful lot of time by just getting a jar of curry sauce, couldn't I? But it's not really the same, is it? It's nice to cook something from scratch now and again. And this is me being selfish as well, of course, because I'm spending all this time doing something, and Jules can't have any because it's meaty. Well, she could. It's her choice. She chooses not to eat meat, so it's her choice. But yeah, this is me being selfish and cooking something purely for me. And there are plenty of other things in the freezer that I have cooked from scratch for her, so don't feel guilty, Rob, because I do. But that's just the way I'm wired, you know. She says to take it easy and have a quiet Christmas. Don't make things too difficult. And I'm the only one eating meat around here, and I've still got a huge blooming turkey. But it's the feeling of having so much food around is part of Christmas, I think, regardless of whether you eat it or not. Jules actually likes seeing the turkey and the ham and all this sort of stuff around, even if she's not actually eating it. So, and of course I'd like it because I get to eat it. I am very fortunate that Jules is vegetarian, but doesn't mind me eating meat, as long as it's decent ethical stuff, you know. It's, if an animal has to die for the food, then it should have been treated right during its life and treated with respect and all of that. And you get better quality food yourself, don't you? So why eat muck? Oh, I thought I had a clean run on that one then. This is going to make for some thrilling viewing, isn't it? Rob peels onions. This is where I find out that that's a whole niche thing on YouTube. People who don't really have a clue about cooking, just peeling onions, slicing onions. That seems a bit tough, that skin though. Sorry, that'll be fine. Bit of roughage it'll be. When did roughage end? We always used to have fibre, wasn't it? And fibre was roughage. When did that stop? Showing my age again, aren't I? And my inability to chop onions, it would seem. Sod it. I don't care. Good enough. Rustic. We'll call it rustic. That's always a good excuse for anything a bit shabby, isn't it? This whole house is rustic. Balls that up. There we go. Right, is that enough onion? No, that's only 3, isn't it? Of course, I am running out of chopping board space here, but we'll do one more. Of course, the advantage of you watching this over me recording it is that you can skip ahead of any of these boring bits and see how things go. Or you can see whether I slice my thumb off on the next onion. You're going, no, Rob, don't do that last onion. That's where it all goes wrong. But we'll see, eh? Yeah, come on. I'm doing this all out of shot here, aren't I? There we go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, that'll do. And you'd never guess I never went to culinary college, would you? Entirely self-taught. Ooh, losing it. Sod it. That'll do. Right, you know, I better move this, for all of this, I better move that camera back now because I'm going to be cooking right there. And I don't want to cook the tripod as well, so let's just budge you a bit. And back to there. There you go, I've had all the fun and excitement of me doing that. So, I'll be wanting some heat on there, won't I? Right, so that's on 3. I could have done that at the start and that would have been ready to go, but hey ho. Potatoes. I'm going to put some potatoes in it. So I'll be wanting to peel and... Ooh, some of these will be fine for jacket potatoes, I think. I think I'll leave those big ones there. Not a bad one. I'll do a couple of small ones. So a couple. There we go. Let's put those to one side. Let's get the peeler. You know what? Let's move this slicer out of the way. Put the. So where am I going to put this? I'm going to put this here. Need a bigger kitchen. Right. There's that. And now, while that's warming up, I'm going to be all the way over here. Slicing, you know what, sort of. Witness the fun of me slicing potatoes. Peeling potatoes even. Only you can't because my hand's in the way. This cooking lark's more difficult than it looks, isn't it? Maybe if I put it this way around. Oh, that works better, doesn't it? Ta-da! 1 potato. 2 potato. Yeah. These peelers are so much better than the ones Mum used to have as a kid. Well, I'm not sure what Mum had as a kid, but Mum had when I was a kid. Ooh, that looks a bit manky. How far? Oh, right, chuck that one, sod it. I'm going to be wasteful. I could probably save some of that, but I've got another 2 bags in the cupboard. That's a bit bruised there. We'll keep going. There we go. How long is it going to take that ghee to melt? Not long by the looks of things. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get one more. Where did I put them? Where did I put them? There we go. Do you see? It's got plenty of eyes. Pop its eyes off. There we go. Yeah, there's probably some logic to be said for having all of this done at the start, before filming, isn't it? But where's the fun in that, eh? That looks a bit dark, but no, that's alright. Right, so I can go out for the recycling at some point. Put that to one side. Bring the camera back over here. We good? Yeah, we're good, I think. Oh, there we go. Yeah, not quite there yet, are we? Let's wake the heat up a bit more. Not glowing yet. Right, we'll be wanting some onions in there. And we will be wanting a teaspoon each or so of oh yeah, I was going to do proper ground cumin and grind it myself, but I can't find the pestle and mortar, so we'll put that to one side and just make do with bog standard ground cumin. This is very much a sod it, that'll do curry. So I'm figuring about a teaspoon of coriander, teaspoon of turmeric, teaspoon of meat. Let's just check one of these recipes, see how much curry powder or whatever else they put in. teaspoon of cumin, tablespoon of ground turmeric. Right. Let's do the turmeric first then. Tablespoon. 1 tablespoon measure. And 1 teaspoon. Right, where's the turmeric? Turmeric, right. So a tablespoon of turmeric. It's all lumpy. Let's get another teaspoon. No, that's the coriander, that's the turmeric. And I got it all over the cooker. Well done. That'll do. Right, turmeric with a cat hair, because they get everywhere. That's warming up right. I think put the spices in first, and then let's get another one ready. Cumin, coriander, garam masala. Yeah, I'm not sure how much garam masala to put in either. 3.5 shitloads is, I believe, the standard recipe. Right. So we've got the cumin. Let's get the cumin in. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. And the turmeric. Put that away. And coriander. Coriander. I haven't done the coriander yet. Right. Coriander, turmeric. Coriander lid is that one. I want to mix these up now. I want to get a spoon on that really. What have I got here? What have I got here? Let's use that tatty old one. Doesn't matter if I get that stained with turmeric. Garam masala. Yeah, I think I'll just do a teaspoon of garam masala. Right, and a teaspoon of medium curry. Oh, I can't get the blooming thing open. This is where I take my finger off. Right, you're going to unscrew now. There we go. I think I'm just going to do a teaspoon of everything apart from, well, that's a bit over, but there we go. Teaspoon of everything apart from the turmeric. And why is that about people? Some people call it turmeric, don't they? But it definitely has an R there. It's definitely turmeric, isn't it? Anywho. Oh, right, yes, also. Good squirt of garlic paste. I could use real garlic. I've got some lazy garlic paste from Aldi, so I'm going to use that. Because I've done enough chopping already. Let's have a good squeeze of garlic. That'll do. And some ginger. Whoa, that's quite a bit of ginger. Well, there we go. We're making a ginger curry with a slight hint of turkey. Yeah, that smells alright. Right, let's get those onions in. Onions with a few extra spices added on all its things, but hey ho. Let's lift you up so you can see. Let's move that way. Let's see if they get all nicely coated. He says not watching the camera and watching the bowl instead. So yeah, that looks good. Let's pop that down so I can concentrate on what I'm doing. Because stirring some onions really takes 100% concentration, doesn't it? Oh, I've got a chunk of onion there that didn't mash that. There we go. Right, let's leave that. Let's get that garlic off there. You know what, I'm thinking a bit more ghee. It's looking a bit dry there at the moment. Come on off. Ghee, for those of you who don't know, is just clarified butter. So it cooks at a higher temperature without burning, because you've rendered off the milk solids effectively, and a lot of the water. You know, it's starting to stick already, which in the words of binging with Babish, you know, get a good fond going at the bottom of the pan, but I don't want it burning in there, so right, that fresh ghee is melting nicely already. I think we'll turn the heat down a notch actually, and then we get on with chopping these potatoes into rough sort of cubes. Well, chunks anyway, not cubes, but why am I chucking them in already? Oh, well, I'm chucking them in already, apparently. There we go. They're uncooked, they'll take a while. Might as well chuck them in while I'm going. Hope this works. Fingers crossed, eh? Those of you who had your fingers crossed at the beginning, I hope you've still got them crossed now. If this all goes wrong, this is all your fault, yeah? For uncrossing your fingers. You know what, I'll have that chunk like that. Try not to burn stuff, Rob. Try not to burn stuff. Let's see if you can. Get those sticky bits off the bottom. You don't want sticky bits on your bottom, do you? You want to get those sticky bits off your bottom. Oh, it's such a wonderful shade of yellow. That turmeric really does. Who needs saffron? Bigger chunks, might as well mix it up a bit. Just trying to work out what else to do next. No, I've got nothing. Ooh, almost took my finger off then. Give it another stir. So I mean, that's not looking bad already, to be honest. I bet that camera's not showing up how vibrantly yellow it is, mind. Yeah, what else? What else? I suppose, say, what got for Christmas? I got some more in television games. And new power supply, a new modern power supply for the Spectrum Plus 2. And with some money that I had, I've also bought a new power supply for the Commodore 128. Because it makes a horrible whistling sound, and I don't think it's meant to do that, so I figured a new one. While I've got some money for Christmas, that'll be a sound investment. So I've splashed something like 30 quid on that. Plus, well, I say splashed out 30 quid. Some of you were very generous over Christmas with Ko-fi donations, so they went towards that as well. And I was also given for Christmas, well no, actually combined Christmas and birthday by Cybernoid, one of those OSSC doohickey thingamies for improving SCART display on a modern TV. So if you've ever looked at the footage I've done of the PC Engine, or the odd, actually the Jaguar stuff I've done so far, I attempted proper capture and it didn't work too well. But basically SCART stuff, RGB SCART, if I do it on the big TV now, it's very nice. It's OSSC does a very good job. Does feel a bit odd. It's just most of the stuff I've been doing lately has been on the CRT. So if I can find a way of getting the OSSC output HDMI into RF input, or even convert it back to SCART to put through the video to put into the through the CRT and then camera. Well, basically, some footage should look nicer. Though I have also now got to get SCART cable for the Mega Drive and the snares, because for some reason the RGB cable I was running the snares on, the OSSC doesn't like, so I'm having to fork out for a fancier cable for that. GameCube it was fine with, and I've only ever done RF with the Mega Drive, so and to be fair, on the CRT that does look lovely still. Anyway, let's add some tomatoes to this, which is probably the part people go, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? That was fine as it was. Just put the green coconut in and the meat and leave it at that. No, I'm going to put some tomato in it. Because, come on up. Thank you. It needs to be wetter to cook those potatoes anyway, so it's that or stock, and I figure. Actually, I should show you what it's like before I do that, shouldn't I? Before you all go, you've ruined it, Rob, you've ruined it. Can we see? Can we see? Yes, there we go. There we go. Aldi canned tomatoes. Show the label, Rob. I'm going to add a little bit of water to that. Rinse out the can a bit. When it comes to stuff like chickpeas and kidney beans and chopped tomatoes and passata and things like that, I really don't see any point in spending, you know, like £1.50 or something like that for Napolina stuff, and it's the same pulp tomatoes in a less interesting packet, and the packet is getting thrown away and the ingredients are going in your food, and it is fine as it is. So you know, I will regularly stock up the kitchen cupboard with the 17p cans of chili beans, kidney beans and passata and stuff like that, and that's fine and dandy, really it is. Right, so that's that. I think I need to whack the heat back up on that again. Might have done a few too many potatoes. It's looking more like a potato hash at the moment. But once we add the turkey, and some creamy coconut as well. Oh yes, mango chutney. Before I open that, have I got mango chutney in the fridge? Because I got this especially because I wasn't sure. Let me just check the fridge a second. Yes, mango chutney in the fridge. So let's rinse that spoon. Rather than dirtying another one, let's just wash that and use that. Ooh, that's bubbling away now. I'm going to add a bit of extra fruitiness to it with a good few dollops of mango chutney. Yes, you could have it separately, but it's a handy cheat, I found, that one. Let's put that back in the fridge. Now let's give it all a good stir again. Yes, I put a few too many potatoes in, but there we go. I mean, I could have put sweet potato or butternut squash or peppers or something like that, but I just wanted to keep it kind of fairly simple. Let's get this coconut chopped up and ready. I'll do that. The amount of times I'm saying that'll do, I should call this the that'll do cookery stream, shouldn't I? Yeah, solid, that'll do. Probably would be better with a serrated knife than this, but we're getting there. No, you know what, I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to listen to my own advice and get a serrated knife. None more serrated. Because I have broken one of these knives doing chopping with it, and it's really designed for slicing. They very nicely, Taylor's Eyewitness sent me a replacement one free of charge. Because but they didn't tell me whether they've improved the tang on them. Because the tang only goes about that far. The tang only goes about that far into the handle. It's not very good, but it's a lovely sharp blade and a nice grip. Just, I'm aware it really is more for slicing than chopping. Yeah, oh, there we go. Right, and why did I go to all this effort? Because it'll melt in a bit quicker and easier, won't it? I could have just dumped it all in as one big block, like a big block of soap. But this way it should go in a bit better. Right. You know what, I'm actually wondering whether I should, before I put the meat in, because seeing as I'm just putting the meat in last, whether I should scoop a bowl of this out and put it to one side so Jules could have some, because at the moment it's kind of like, well, I would say Bombay potatoes, or chana aloo, something like that, but as cooked by an imbecile who doesn't know what he's doing. But you never know, it might be. You know what, I haven't actually tasted it yet, have I? So there we are. That spoon. Try that off quickly. Let's actually taste some, shall we? First of all, some salt, I think. Not too much. It's had nothing salty in there so far, has it? So it needs more something or other. I think more curry powder. No, more garam masala. I think I'll add some more garam masala. I did only have a teaspoon, didn't I? Of course, it would have been better if this went in at the start. But we can't rewind. Well, you can rewind time. I can't, can I? Of course, this is where I'm going to start breaking out into a sweat regardless, because I do that regardless of the heat of the curry. I have literally broken out into a sweat looking at a jar of korma on the shelf in the supermarket. Just the thought of curry and things just makes me sweat. Don't know what it is. I perspire profusely. I can eat a hot curry, I can eat a mild curry, I don't mind. I prefer flavour over heat. But regardless, I am now starting to perspire just from that slight taste. Let's see what this is like. The coconut's nice. Excuse me. Just going to dab my forehead. Yes, need more water in there, I think. It's a bit too thick at the moment. And yeah, I could add some stock, couldn't I? But yeah, definitely needs to be wetter. And then I can add the meat, and then let's. God, I hope this has been filming. I've got a red light there, so I'm assuming it should be okay. Let's clear up some of the rubbish we've got around here. Yeah, I'm wondering, more cumin, more curry powder, I think. I mean, it doesn't say. Oh, it does say 2 tablespoons. No, vegetable oil. 2 tablespoons curry powder. 400 grams chicken breast. Okay, I will add another tablespoon of curry powder. Or thereabouts. Slightly less than a tablespoon, just in case. Another teaspoon of cumin. Because I do like cumin. And just let that simmer for a bit and let those flavours mingle. I'm getting the mango chutney in it. You can taste that in the back of it. Getting mango and coconut. I mean, obviously I'm getting coconut. There was a lot of coconut in that, wasn't there? So another little lift up. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Pop those to one side. Quick drink. Chin chin. Yeah, you know, I might decant some of that into a separate bowl. Doesn't have to be much. Jules doesn't have a massive appetite. Well, I could put that on the hob there. Let's put this lid out of the way. If I just get a normal pan out. Yeah, let's just get a normal pan. That'll be fine. I do worry about Jules' appetite. She really doesn't need to cook, but then she doesn't. Well, so doesn't. It sounds like she can't do a great deal, so calorific intake isn't really needed. But when I cook a meal and she's barely able to eat any of it. This Christmas dinner was particularly good because lots of things. So a little bit of potato, a little bit of carrot, a little bit of swede, a little bit of parsnip, a little bit of sweet potato. a couple of different types of stuffing, all the gravy, just a little bit of everything. That works really well. A whole plate, no chance. Can't finish a whole plate. But so if I just do a small amount of this into that pan there, then I can add the turkey into my one. Where did I put that ladle? It's there. That's probably 3 meals there for Jules. Want a lick? I'm going to have a lick. And that's the washing up done. Yeah, I like that, that's nice. So I'll just put the lid on that and put it on just to heat through and continue cooking those potatoes. I'm probably absolutely horrifying people, aren't I, as well, while I'm doing this, because I'm licking spoons and then putting them back in again. But, like I said, this is cooking for me and for Jules, but what I've got, Jules has got anyway, so... We've been married for 15 years now. Yeah. The odd bit of saliva on a spoon is the least of our worries. Oh yes, thinking of Christmas stuff. Yes, also from Jules, got a very nice extra disco lighting for the games room. So hopefully you'll see that in some upcoming video whenever I get around to filming games again. Let's tear up some of this meat. Nice big chunks like that for now to start with. So yes, there's disco lights hopefully showing up at some point. And some more in television games, even though I haven't got through the last lot that I got. Can't think now, but I had some nice things. And let's face it, I did really want to get a Atari XEGS. I saw that the Retro Hunter. I'm not sure where they're based actually. Somewhere up north, I believe. Had an absolutely lovely one, boxed, complete with the light gun, all the cartridges. Like, oh, that is gorgeous. And to be honest, I'd say £150 for it is probably a fair price. I can't justify spending £150 on an XEGS, even though I mean, people might go, oh yeah, but it's boxed and you can sell it on. Yeah, but I'm not going to sell it on, am I? I'm going to keep it, and then that means I've got a box taking up space. And on the flip side, I saw someone wanting £150 for one on eBay that wasn't tested or working. Came with an Amiga mouse and Amiga floppies, and oh well, I'm cooking at the moment, so it just looked disgusting. You think you're asking £150 for something? Give it a clean. I mean, honestly, the state of it was vile. And yet, I got a notification after I'd notified him or her to say that's not really worth £150, mate. Look, this is what £150 gets you. A mint one. I think I offered him 25 quid for it, because without a power supply or anything, you got no guarantee, and God knows what germs and things were with it. But surprisingly enough, they immediately turned down 20 quid and said, "Oh no, it's worth at least 100 to me." And then 5 minutes later, I had a notification that it had been sold for £90. So there's some brave people out there who are more foolish with their money than I am, I think. wanting to spend. I mean, maybe they didn't want it for the XEGF. Maybe they spotted some really virulent bacteria or mould growing on it that they needed for their collection, and it's going to be released on the public at some point. I don't know, but it was absolutely vile. But yeah, the one that Retro Hunter had's like, yes, very, very nice, but I can't. In much the same way that I've quite wanted a PSVR set up for quite a while, mainly since Polybius came out on the PlayStation 4. But you know, 150 quid. We all have our limits, don't we? And under 100 is my comfort zone. Anything over 100 is just. Oof. Maybe it's just me being a skinflint. I don't know. Because you could, like I said, you could see the XEGS as well. That's an investment. But on the flip side, retro stuff isn't really an investment unless you're selling it soon, which I certainly wouldn't be. I would be buying it to play with it, and of course there is the £150 for the joy of opening what effectively looks like a new in-box system. You could say, oh, that's priceless, but you could also go, yeah, but what if the car starts playing up, or the boiler plays up again, or this, that and the other needs fixing around the house? I'll be looking at that going, did I need to spend £150 on that? Not really. So yeah. And I did get horrendously lucky with a pile of new systems this year. Lots of Atari stuff, and VIC-20 and the Commodore 128 and the Amiga 1200 now. That's all pimped up with extra memory, but not pimped up with the accelerator cards to make it ridiculously fast compared to how games used to be. I wanted it to keep it kind of, if not stock, then you know, just a nice system from the day, not a ludicrously powerful one. Because I want to see what games are actually like. I mean, I remember Encounter being okay, kind of a bit slow on a quite fast 1200. Quite fast mate. He was quite fast mate. No, it was quite fast 1200. But I don't want to go, oh look stuff like Frontier, brilliant. Look at it. Why did the Amiga win? Yeah, do better than PC? Because you need to spend as much as the PC in order to get stuff like that to run in any kind of framework. I want to remember what they were actually like, rather than what they're like when you spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds on just a vampire board for it or something like that. In much the same way that I don't see much point in you can get Raspberry Pi add-ons for BBC and RISC PCs, and then effectively, I mean, maybe not so much with the BBC one, but that's, I think they kind of enhance BBC itself. But I've seen ones add-ons for putting a Raspberry Pi inside your RISC PC, and effectively all you're doing is using the RISC PC as a power supply and hard drive, and ignoring the board, and you're just running a Raspberry Pi then. I mean, what's the point in that? Anywho, that's all mashed up quite nicely in there now. How's that looking? Bubbling away nicely. Let's give you a look at that. Can you see that? That should be quite nice, I think. Last thing. Oh, before I do that, last thing, I'm going to put some spinach in it. But what I need to do, put that into the colander that I've got in the sink and rinse it, don't I? Just in case there's any frogs in it or something, I don't know. Because I mean, as soon as you put it in this, it's going to kill any bacteria or germs in it, isn't it? I would have thought. Right, let's give that a slight stir with a different spoon. Right, keep the lid on there. I don't want it drying out. Fly, go away. Put that bowl over there. Let's rinse. Rinsing and rinsing and rinsing. Right, well, I don't see any frogs. That was good, wasn't it? I don't see any frogs or toads or slugs in it, so now can I put a load of spinach in here and wilt it down? Yeah, I probably don't need all of this. So maybe I'll actually show some self-control and not put it all in. Right, lid. Right. Clear up a bit, I think. Let's put that aside. Put the washing bowl out there ready and pop these bits in here. Oh, no, I need that out, don't I? Give that a quick rinse. That can go there for a rinse as well. Sink. That's a right mess there. An old sponge. Yeah, actually that's quite a bit of water there, really, isn't it? Oh dear. You don't get this with Nigel Slater, do you? Oop. Right, always find it helps to try and clean up as you're going along, although you will generally find yourself doing so much cleaning and washing as you go along. It does get a bit crazy. Don't need those scales, let's put those away. Or to one side at least. Let's give these a stir through. That's starting to stick to the bottom. Again, I'm sure there's plenty of people going, what are you doing putting spinach in it? Well, I don't like coriander. I think it does need something a bit more, some greenery just to liven it up a bit. Make it vaguely a nod towards healthiness, shall we say, although it's still technically Christmas, I'm not back yet, so I'm not talking about diets or anything. I'm just balancing. I'm not going to go, oh, I'm only going to be eating rusks now in the new year. Everything in moderation. Have some meat, have some veg. There we go. And doesn't it liven it up colour-wise as well? I think that should be alright. Right, I wonder what those potatoes are like. I ought to have one of those chunks out of there and see. Okay, I'll get a different spoon. Is that anyway cooked? No. No, it is not. There's a surprise, eh? So I think what I need to do now is add some more water just to cook that through, and then where'd I put that can? I'll add a can of water and then leave that to simmer, and then those potatoes should cook. And all the flavours should mingle together nicely. Should probably have saved the spinach towards the end, shouldn't I? Hey ho. Say that a lot, don't I? Like I said, it's a that'll do, I'm winging it here kind of recipe. So, get all the potatoes below the surface. Knock that off there. Let's give a wipe around the sides. Let's get some of that goodness off there. Right. Yeah, it still tastes alright. Let's put that spoon to one spoon. It's not a spoon, is it? It's a spatula. And put that to one side, and let's stop those from sticking there. Basically now I think it's just a case of leaving it to simmer for a bit. And so, probably makes sense if I stop filming there, wouldn't it? Rather than say leaving you filming this for 20 minutes while I wander off and do some other stuff. Put the hoover around, hang the washing up and stuff. So I will put some more water in that one as well, actually, just to... Where did I put the can? Right there. Just to wet that up a bit more, so that that can cook those potatoes. Because of course, simmer it for long enough, all that water will boil off again. Just want to make sure those potatoes cook. Yes, the sensible thing would have been to pre-cook the potatoes, or maybe to use some of the leftover roasties, but they were cooked like a week ago now, so I think they're possibly best not. Right, if I rest that on there like that, should be okay. And there's the one for that. Spoon for tasting, that can go in the bin now, I think. Well, I'll put it to one side anyway. And so, with that, I think we're good to go. Oh, I could put some of that spinach in with Jules. There we go. Just well, I didn't use it all, eh? So, yeah. So let's hold the tripod, and there we go. There's one chicken curry bubbling away. Chicken turkey curry bubbling away. There's one potato one bubbling away. And so I guess, well, I could do with oh yeah, I do need to do that slicing the rest of the turkey, don't I? So I could do that for a bit, but I won't bore you with that. And I guess come back in a bit when oh yeah, and I need to sort out this mess along here. I really don't have much room in this kitchen, do I? Just got stuff all over the blooming place. But let's pop that back there. Let's turn that around so I can see what it's showing me. And yeah, so I guess I'll leave this going for, say, 20 minutes or so, and I'll show you what it's like after that point. Damn you, now I need to do more editing. I'll have to stitch videos together and all of that malarkey. But hey ho. Yeah, so hope you've had fun so far, and I hope you'll stick with it to the end, whatever that might be. Maybe? I can't even talk anymore. Good time to have a break, yeah. So, I'll be back in 20 minutes. For you, I'm guessing it'll be momentary. Ooh. Right, you're back now. It's been a while, been a bit more than 20 minutes. As you can see, a bit cleared up now here as well. Mine is pretty good now, and Jules I have already dished up. Can we get a better look at this? There we go. Presentation's not my thing, is it? But that's Jules's. I will take that to her now, and then I will come back and dish up the rest of this after I've washed up a pile of tubs to put it into, because I'm not eating all of that now. No. That's one meal, and then however many tubs I've got to fit in the freezer. But anyway, back again shortly. Right, time to dish up mine. So, that's looking alright now. I turned the heat off a while ago now, and you can't really see it in the shadow there, can you? I need to move this light, and I don't know, it's almost like this kitchen's not designed for filming in. Better. There we go. Yep. Potatoes just cooked. That was a bigger chunk as well. Still firm enough without being crunchy, so they're not going to turn to mush amongst it all. You can't see this now, can you? Let's put this around again. possibly works better. There we go. Yeah, so a little bit of, there we go, and ooh. Yes, that's nice. I can still taste the turkey is still the predominant flavour. There's enough other spice. I could have upped the spices a bit more, to be honest, because I did put quite a bit of cauliflower, coconut in there. But it's nice and it's good, and that will do. Unfortunately, all I can find in the cupboard is 2 takeaway tubs and an ice cream tub. So I guess I'm dishing. I'm tubbing up 3 pork. Well, I suppose that would be a double portion, really, wouldn't it? But well, let's see how many portions we get out of this anyway. So there we go, 2 scoops in that one. And yes, I've washed these. Turns out that I thought we had loads of these. I mean, we did, but I've used most of them for other meals for Jules that I've got in the freezer. But there's that, and I put 2 scoops in this, and then whatever's left is my dinner this evening, which I would do a dished up bowl with rice and everything to show you, but to be honest, I'm not that hungry yet because I've been eating bits of this as I've been doing it, and I want to get this edited and uploaded ASAP. So yeah, possibly not the most thrilling of pictures. I don't know how I'll do a thumbnail. Just pictures of some curry. That one. Does it look in any way appetising on camera? I don't know. It looks appetising enough here though, and that's the main thing. So I'm going to put lids on these. The rest of the turkey I have sliced with the leftover stuffing and put it into individual foil wrapped portions in a freezer bag in the freezer. So the rest of the turkey is there ready for sandwiches for the next week or 2. So yeah. Oh, Pixel, what? Yeah, Pixel wants his to. Can you see him over there? There, Pixel. Honestly, boy. Really? Do you want to come across and see? I'll move this out of the way. It's time for your tea, isn't it? That's what you're saying. Let's get that out of the way as well. Oh, and there's a mittens here as well. Tell you what, we'll do it this way. Yeah, you're not helping with the washing up, are you? Yeah, this is Pixel. He's our velvety gent. And there's little troublemaker Mittens. Yes. Yes, I know. You lot want your tea as well, don't you? Yeah, okay. Well, I've got to clear up first. This is why it's called Pixel. Come on, show us your tail. There we go. Little Pixel, little drop dead Pixel at the end of his tail. Right. Really? Yeah. Anyway, let's pop this back. The rest of this is going to be my tea. Those need to go in the freezer once they've cooled down a bit. And yeah, that's the turkey dealt with. And then the washing up to be dealt with and the cats to be dealt with. And get this edited and uploaded for as soon as possible, because I'm supposed to be getting a video up tonight. Whether I can get this one up tonight, I don't know. But either way, whenever this turns up on YouTube, I hope you have or have had a good New Year's Eve. Excuse me, windy pops. and all of that jazz, and let's hope 2020 is a good one, because the 2010s have not been a good 10 years for me. Just too much bad stuff happened in the last 10 years. On the flip side, good stuff like we didn't have Mittens and Mouse Cow 10 years ago, so there's the thing. But But yeah, happy Christmas, happy Yuletide, happy New Year, and all of that. Just happy. There you go. I hope whatever happens, it is bringing you happiness. And so I'll leave it there now, and yeah, I guess I'll just leave it there then. So hope you enjoyed watching. I'll catch you on the next one maybe, whatever I happen to be doing next time. Hope you enjoyed watching. Catch you on the next one maybe. Ta-ta.